Hello, beautiful beings. I'm sewing a pillowcase that belongs at a vacation rental that I clean, and something was coming in. And so, you know what the ancients like to say, there's always things coming in, but ancients, what was just coming in? It's a new moon. I'm new mooning. And what that means for me is everything feels very intense to me. I have a lot of pressure in my neck and in specifically in the, well, no, my whole head. I just have a lot of pressure in my head. And I feel impatient, and it's not that I'm unhappy. I'm just feeling all these things. I'm feeling all these emotions. And I've said that if these aren't mine, please remove them. This is energetic. When I say that prayer about if these aren't mine, please remove them, that's more when I'm around somebody and I'm picking up on how they feel, and then I'm feeling that way too. I don't want to feel that way. I want to feel how I'm feeling. So my favorite prayer around that now is, I just said it. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. I mean, what's new though? Okay. They're like, yeah, you're expecting to come across like you're just everybody else. No, that's true. I'm not. I don't, my mind doesn't work like, nobody's mind works like everybody else's. There is no everybody else. There is definitely a collective, a majority of people that are unconscious and think a certain way, and they see my videos and they're just like, oh God. I mean, I'm an immediate annoyance to people's persona when people are stuck in their head and they think they are the person, and they have zero idea that they're actually not this person, and they don't know anything about presence. Just like me, I used to be that way too. It's nobody's fault, but I know how those people, I know what my energy does to them. I know I can seem like a Miss Pollyanna and everything's just so wonderful and oh, she's just so sensitive. Whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. I love making these videos when I'm compelled to. When they're like, let's make a video, that's when I make a video. I don't make a video because I feel I need to make way more videos for more people to see them or get more subscribers or whatever. I just, it doesn't work like that in my world. I go on faith and I go on being compelled, and because I want it to be divine timing. I don't want it to be from any place from my conditioned mind saying this is how it should be. I've been working really hard at letting go of how I think things should be. That's where peace lies, underneath all the rubble of thinking anything really. So, ancients, what was coming in? I I'm still, and I will be for the rest of my days, I'm sure, learning how to navigate holding satsang with people. I've learned so much from holding satsang with people on how to, and I've shed so much more codependency, because I used to, especially with my friend that I talk to every day. I call her Sis. I'm trying to think of a new name for her. I'm tired of Sis. I don't like anything to become a habit. I really don't. And so I'm gonna not think up a new name for her, but I've already asked the divine for a different name. I'm seeing a flower. Anyway, so I got to learn so much about how much codependent behaviors I still had left in me, because she'd be going for another round, of whatever, like we all do, another round of shedding, of the being conscious and trusting our intuition, and then going for another round of shedding, following the mind around again, the persona, and going, oh gosh, and then coming back out again. That's really what the ascension process is like, to me, is from person to presence, and it just takes a lot of practice to just become what we naturally are, to remember to it doesn't take a lot of practice to remember, but it takes a lot of practice to uncondition the ways we've been conditioned for lifetimes, not just this lifetime. So I'm still learning how to navigate. Oh, right. So So when I knew that she was going for another round of ass kicking, basically, of ascension, of shedding, I would get very codependent and say, fine, if you want to go, yeah, fine. It was a guy. It was who we perceived to be her twin. Fine, go, yeah. Yeah, you know better, but something like that, And she'd be like, okay. She's very, very incredibly, she has like this built-in patience, like my middle daughter does. Just built-in, just this patience that I do not take for granted at all. That's the only reason that we're friends, really, is because, I require a certain amount of patience for, I want to say personality, because that's how people perceive it. But this is just whatever. I don't need to describe it. I don't need to explain it. So we've been laughing about it recently again too. How I used to be codependent like that, and it was painful. It was like watching one of my kids go off, and I knew she was going to get hurt again. But she would always, we were talking through it also, and we grew. We always grow together. I'm sorry, I can't talk. It's a new moon. If you know me, you know that it affects my speech. The amount of energy coming through this physical form, I used to cry and cry and cry because of it. Because there was just so much pressure. Just crying just releases that pressure. Now, when it happens, it feels just as intense. But I don't need to. I've assimilated the energy, they're saying. It's like kind of like working out. It has taken my body a while to be able to handle this amount of energy, but now I can a lot better. And someday I feel like I won't feel so frustrated and angry also during the planetary, whatever they are, cycles. But it certainly brings up what needs to be seen. So I feel like I become incredibly codependent with this incredibly wonderful person that I've been holding satsang with it was off and on for 4 years, and then recently for the last couple months, 3 months or something, we've been steadily holding satsang, but it's not always satsang. It gets to where I feel off balance. I feel like I'm starting to get off balance and in my head, and it's not right. It's not just channeled messages, period, from the divine, from the ancients. It's not just messages being evoked. Somehow I've slipped in there because it's a very very subtle shift from person to presence. That's how we get tricked. It's very subtle. It's like it feels, because we have been operating from the persona for so long, it just automatically, and have felt and thought that was us for so long. Shedding that is a very intricate process, and so I know this when I'm holding satsang with somebody. I'm not angry at them that I'm starting to become unconscious again, starting to become codependent. It may come across because I'm just like, wait a second, because my balance, staying rooted in presence, my natural state of being, is more important to me than anything. And so when I start feeling myself becoming off balance when I'm interacting with somebody, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And it may seem like I'm coming across and I'm even angry, like today, but I'm not angry at that person. I feel frustrated because I'm standing on my own hose, my own light hose. I just see a hose on the ground. Abraham Hicks talks about that, stepping on our own hose. And there's something in The Dragon Doesn't Live Here Anymore by Alan Cohen, that book, my favorite book on the planet. Near the very end, there's a little girl, she's out watering the flowers, and there's barely any water coming out, and the dad walks up to her, and she's just like, Daddy, there's no water coming out, and he's just like, well, you're stepping on the hose. And she's just like, oh, and she steps off her hose, and the water just starts shooting out again, and that's what it's like. It hurts too much to step on my own hose. I I don't get clear, open messages that come through for anybody. I'm not any good to anybody anymore if I'm coming from a place of personhood trying to help somebody. It never works. I can't help anybody. I don't know how to. All I'm really good for is delivering messages that a question, if somebody asks me a question about their life from their heart center, like really wanting to know, it evokes a beautiful answer from the ancients, having nothing to do with my mind. It just comes from quiet, from presence, and when it shifts, when it starts shifting, all of a sudden, subtly, I'm starting to answer from my mind, or trying to answer, and also that's right. The main thing that happens to me is there are still answers being evoked from that person, because I've asked this person many, many times, do you really still want to hear what's coming through for you? And they'd say, yes, absolutely, I do. And I felt like what was coming through was very mean, compared to where this person is. It doesn't seem like this person would be open to hearing what's coming through for them. Right, I can feel that the person would not be, because they're in their personhood. They don't want to hear a channeled message. That's right. So I feel that. I know that. I feel that intuitively. She doesn't really want to hear this. No blame thing, but the unconscious one, the persona, would never want to hear it. The mind does not want to stop thinking. In its natural state it does, but the way it's become, it's like a mutant. It just wants to keep thinking. It wants to create a problem to try to figure out and solve, even though there's no way to ever solve anything from just thinking about it. No. No. So I see where I've been getting jammed up. I absolutely do. And that's so beautiful. I don't ever want to make anybody feel rejected, like I'm not here to help them still. But I absolutely have to set loving boundaries for myself. And they're saying, in turn, that actually helps the person to get out of their head. When I stop engaging with their persona, the one that it appears to be holding them hostage. Wow. Holding satsang with you really, really helps. That's absolutely amazing. I am right now realizing my videos, I know that my videos, recording these videos, the main purpose has been to aid in my ascension. And just now I realized fully, when I'm processing something and they say, let's make a video, and I start recording a video, I am holding satsang with you. Absolutely. You're not sitting here with me, but I feel like you are. I know somebody's listening. They're saying, even energetically, just doing the action of this, I am holding satsang with not just humans, but etheric beings. That's so beautiful. So the whole process that you watch me go through, that's what happens in satsang. We just start talking and having a conversation, and if you're open to it, divine answers start coming through that are specifically just made for you. And more, well, yeah, 10 times out of 10, when I'm holding satsang with somebody, it resonates with them. And also, it resonates with them so much at times, they're not ready for it, and they leave my life very, very quickly. I used to take that personally, but I don't anymore. So I'm sorry if I ever hurt anybody by learning my process, also by setting loving boundaries for myself. I'm sorry if that hurts you in the process. It's really only hurting the persona they're saying, though, but it's not my intention to do so. If I come across as angry or frustrated or anything like that. Ancients, is there anything else? Oh, I feel so much better. Thank you for listening. I think that's it for now. slatsongwithmamag@gmail.com, or you could leave me a comment in the comment section if it's nice.